Hello and welcome to Xbox Division 3 at PPR Esports. In your commentary box, it is me, your one and only Funky Cactus. Just getting ready for qualifying here, as I think we already have Lando Nor coming out. Yes, that is him. So should be a good qualifying today. We don't have quite as big of a grid, but we have some quite speedy people out here. Looks like we only have one medium runner, and that is White Meat in the Red Bull. This could just be for a banker lap, but if he can qualify well on those, he might just take them further into the race and get a better start. But it looks like we will be joined by Gaby, who goes on his who is the one who goes on the first lap. So let's follow him on board for one lap, having a slightly exit out of the final corner, up to the DRS line, flicks it open and takes this nice and easy turn 2, or sorry, I think that's turn 1. Braking at the right before the 100-meter board, taking it nice and easy into the chicane, bring it all up wide. Might not be the most optimum line, but still keeping it pretty tight. Going from eggs, oh, that was really nicely taken. A little bit of wheel spin on the way in and on the way out. Obviously setting the first purple sector, as he's the first one on track. Taking this a little bit slower than usual. Nice shifting on the fourth, taking it out wide, very well taken. And shifting down to third for the back straight. Nice use of the curbs. Going on the back straight now, with I think Lando Nor and his teammate both in tail. And I think Lando Nor might be setting the faster lap sectors, as the purple sector seems to disappear when Lando goes over it. But coming into the chicane quite slidey, just like he did right there. Drivers need to watch out for that. I'm into the second last corner now, taking it nice and easy into fourth. Already out of ERS, oddly. Final corner, a little bit of wheel spin, and it's 33.2. Lando sets a 30.9. And his Ches brings his teammate is into the pits. Next up we have the McLaren of PPR Venom coming in for a lap. But I think he has backed off. He probably made a mistake somewhere. So then finally we have Fatwater coming over the line, and following him will be, I believe, that was PPR Venom, never mind. Fatwater goes third with the 132.2, so looking like Lando is setting the pace out here. On board with White Meat on those mediums. Coming into the final corner now, and he does a 133.2. Not a bad lap on the mediums, but still quite far off Lando Nor's lap time. Looks like all the drivers are into the, they're all backed off or they're into the pits. Some are on the laps. So we have Koenigsegg and we have Jordan the Fraud, who's going on his lap right now. So we're gonna I was gonna follow him, but he validated his lap sadly. So we're gonna be going on with Koenigsegg, and I'm gonna go quiet and let you guys enjoy the sound of Mercedes W11. Coming across the line, it is going to be a 132.1, which is a very good lap on the mediums, almost a second faster than White Meat on his lap on the mediums. So quite a variant in pace between all the runners. The only person on a lap so far is George, who we're going to be following on board right now, as his teammate comes out of the pits. So it looks like they might have messed up a team strategy for slipstream. Very nice to take in turn 1. Come into, turn 2, and this is turn 3. Not missing the, I can't speak, apex to taken and look at his first sector, but it looks to have been purple according to the game. A little bit of slide going through turn 6 and through 7 now. Nicely taken. Is he gonna go? Yeah, he used a good amount of the track, keeping it in 3rd up to 4th really quickly again. Gear rest open. Coming on the back straight now. Braking right before the 100-meter board. Shifting down to 2nd. All the way up to 3rd. Oh, a little bit of a slide. Russia's known for those little slides. Be careful under this chicane, don't go too, as I say, he goes out a little wide. Come into the second last corner, down to 4th, really nicely taken. And out of ear rest, coming over the line, it is going to be a 131.9, so a very good lap from George as well. But still, the Bake Strudel, who's in 2nd, is almost 9/10 off Lando North. So as the session evolves, we're gonna have to see what other drivers set, as Aldi Redeemer has invalidated his lap time, and so has PPR Venom. So let's see this front right now. Looks like Lando himself is about to go on another lap. So we'll follow on board with his lap, as well as I'm pretty sure that's Bake Strudel who's coming with Fat Water. Really nicely taken. Really nice to not invalidate his lap either. Let's see what he sets for his first sector time and if it's going to be better than before. So a 32.8 is the, I cannot speak, but it is the, I guess you could say, the limit. And we have Breakthrough coming across the line right now, and it is going to be a 32.9, so nearly a 10th off. Behind him we have Fat Water, who is done a 33. So all drivers between 3/10, which is extremely close. And now we're going to be looking toward the second sector line for Lando North. It's going to be a 104.2, so up on his previous time, and we're gonna have to see if Big Strudel or Power can beat that. Big Strudel coming across the sector line now, and it's going to be a 104.5. Oh my god, it's so close, as Martin would say. And Fat Wardrow, couldn't see, just missed it. But anyways, Landon, we're coming across the line now, and it's going to improve to a 130.6. I almost messed up. Really good lap from him. Big Strudel coming up next. He's up on his lap time as well. But will it be enough to challenge Landon at all? It is going to be a 131.2. Firewater up next, coming across the line, is going to be a 131.5. So improvements from all three drivers, but all three retain their positions except for Fatwater, who I believe has jumped George. So a really good lap from him, and really good showing from all the other drivers as well. Mike Young starting his lap now. Tough to white me on the back straight. Shabringzi says that he's up, and he's up by a full second on his lap time. So he is going to improve, but what is he going to improve? That is a question. We also threw the car on the lap, so let's see what Shaz Gabby sets. From there we can see the other drivers as well. So Lucas Line now also losing his ERS. He goes third fastest, beating out Pat Wardrow. So a very good lap from him. Oh, we have Top to White Meat coming across the line now, and it's going to be a 132 dead. So the grid is really close from second to seventh. We have only a second difference, which is rather close. But remember, Koenigsegg still has lap on the medium, so that is something to look out for. Otherwise, we have Mike Young, who is on his lap as well, and Venom and Fraud, who has invalidated his lap. No, looks like he's going to be starting from the back. If I believe he has another pair of stops actually, so he might just go into those. Anyways, going back on board with Mike Young now. There he goes. Looks like he's about to run out of ERS 2, coming across the line maybe. Is he gonna have enough? And he is actually. So coming across the line now, it's going to be a 131.5, which beats out Fatwater, his own teammate as well. So Fatwater will probably be looking at beating him out in the second part of qualifying. Really close between the two teammates, kind of like Gasly and Kvyat at some tracks, not all, but really close between the AlphaTauris, so good showing of pace from them. Now we have Peeper Venom, who has not invalidated his lap this time on his flying lap. Let's see what he says going across the sector line. It's going to be 104.6, which is a very good lap. I mean, sector time. Going purple as it says so as I blow your ears off. George has retired, happy with his lap, I guess. And probably doesn't have another pair. Or did he crash? He crashed. Oh my god, how did I miss that? Oh my. So it looks like he just hit the barrier. Pretty hefty crash. And Peeper Venom was third, which is second with a 2-3 for the McLaren drivers. Only a 10 separating between both of them. Very good lap from them. And now we wait for people to go on the laps, which we have Ali Redeemer, who is currently on his out lap. So let's follow on board his out lap, as we don't really have anyone else to follow as of right now. So it looks like we have some drivers coming out to go onto their L laps before the flying laps. And the first one to do that is LD Redeemer himself. So let's go on board with the man himself. Shifting up to 8th gear, DRS open, taking turn 1 nice and flat as usual. Coming in, braking right before the 100-meter board, really nicely using the curb, using the track limits really well, taking it very nicely to get the throttle down as well. Next he is coming through the bend of turn 3, using a good amount of track for turn 4, and it is going to be an invalidation for the man. really sad because he was on a pretty good lap already from the start, and I'm pretty sure that would have been up high with the top 5 drivers. Anyways, we have Koenigsegg on his own lap, but I think Fat Wardo is ahead. Yes, he is. So we're gonna be following Fat Wardo for. Oh, wait, sorry. We have Joy the Fraud on his lap. So again, breaking 100-meter board, using a nice amount of track and keeping it valid. Again, staying out a little bit wide, not preferring the inside line. Coming to turn 4 now, taking it very, very nicely, and he also invalidates. No! Sad for both those two drivers. Now we have Fat Wardo on his lap, though. This is going to be really, really crucial, as this is all going to make or break whether he is where he is qualifying, as the grid is really close. The grid is really close. It looks like we have Max Pacitas, who has also joined us mid session. So very so good from the guy from for joining. And now we're gonna be looking at Albert's lap. And he's up on his lap time, which currently is enough to beat out his teammates. So very, very good showing from him right now. And he invalidates. Koenigsegg also invalidates, which is really, 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 oh my god, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say really, but like, this is very, very crucial, as he is nearly 8 positions down from his teammate, and the lap he's at was on medium, so he's not looking good for him, because I think he doesn't have enough time to come back into the pits. In other news, we have Fraud and Max Vastitas, who has invalidated his lap as well. Sorry for that. So, we also have Landon Noor, who started his lap along with brakes rule. So we're followed with the Max Vaxidas. No, they both invalid. Wait, no, they didn't. Okay, so follow with both these drivers, all 3 of these drivers, I'm sorry, and see where each of them ends up. I think that's, I think that's EPR Venom, who was on his out lap in front. So now the entire grid is on their laps except for Beaver Venom and Koenigsegg, who has. Oh no! Joe the Fraud has spun and hit the wall. Oh, that's going to hurt a lot as I drop my gloves. So very, very disappointing for Joe the Fraud, who could not finish a qualifying lap. But you never know, his race pace could be different, so we're gonna have to see about that. Next up we have Break Surudos coming up the back straight, flying down, and will this be enough? Will he be able to challenge Landon? Or it's 3 cents up, which is not enough, but you never know what he can make through the third sector. Coming through now, really, really nice taken. Using all the track limits going into the chicane. Nice to not lose traction at all, keeping it very, very nice to the brim. Second last corner, Max Mercedes for tires, and it is going to be a 130.7, which was so close, and Landon invalidated his lap as well. That was very, very crucial for him, but Mike Young still taking 131.4. The other end, Fat Wardo on a older set of softs is coming around to set a 129, 130, and it's going to be 130.9. He shoots up in the 3rd place on 2 lap old softs, but that's a very good lap from him. And I think that's it for qualifying. What a qualifying from all the drivers. Lots of surprises as well, as Koenigsegg qualifying 9th, and he's going to be starting on the mediums as well. So he might be the underdog to the race. We also have Max Vastitas, who joined late, and Ellie Redeemer. All the bottom 3 not able to show their full pace as they had in their lap, whether it have been invalidations or they've spun out. So good showing from all the drivers, and now we're gonna go into the race, and I'm hoping it's raining. I want to watch a good one. But another one last rundown for the grid is Lando Noor, Break Stoodle, Fat Wardo, Peeper Venom, Peeper Mike Yunt, Shazabrizing Gibi, Jordan Waimi, Koenigsegg, Facitas, Redeemer, and Jord the Fraud 98. Well, that's the grid. And now we're gonna go into the race and seeing how each of the drivers does. Hopefully it's a good one. So, I'll get back to you guys once the formation lap ends. Hello and welcome back to Xbox Division 3 for PPR Esports. As I go into the mic once more and kill my own ears. Looks like all the drivers are on their held laps, warm up their tires, and Landon was taking his lap nice and slowly to keep the track bunched up. Very smart, but his teammate doing a teammate and slowing down the grid a little. So the formation lap's already kind of spicy, to be honest. Not gonna lie, kind of hot, but looks like they're all playing. I don't think both the Mercedes are gonna be playing a team game today. They're both on different strategies and they're both looking to get a adequate amount of points. Both pretty fast as well. Here we have Lando Nor, no tension about his tire wear, just warmth. But I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, I killed my ears like for the 15th time. I'm pretty sure Lando Nor knows that the softs around Russia last an okay amount of time, so he might as well just undercut to put in mediums. Depending on Big Strudel was really close in qualifying, but we're gonna have to see how that translates to the race pace. And looks like both the alphas have disqualified themselves for the formation lap, which is sad. Yep, it's just sad, but Kimi Räikkönen mad. Kimi for president. Okay, so we have all the drivers coming on the grid now. Let's see if we can get a good camera angle for. Oh my god, man. Let's see if we can get a good camera angle. Hopefully all the drivers load in, and they have. Can I get a good camera angle, please, 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 please? Oh, right there. 5 lights. Ali already with the drive-through, and away we go. Oh no, poor start for the Renault driver. Lando Norris already pulling away. Brake Strudel coming up as inside now. It is going to be... Oh, there's carnage, it's carnage. And I think that's go. George is off into the wall. And there is a safety car already. Oh my god, what has happened here? George losing his entire front wing. Could possibly be after he... Oh, sorry, half his front wing. Could possibly be in after he touched someone. But that is a very, very, very crazy start to the GT race. Brake Strudel sadly missed this opportunity to go down the inside of Lando Norris into turn 2, but it looks like they're all now gonna have to wait out the safety car, and I'm curious to see if Koenigsegg pits off his mediums or if he stays on them. Max Vasitas from previous encounters racing with them is very, very good on the alternative strategy, so he'll be one to look up for throughout the race on those medium tires. And is anyone gonna go into the pits? It looks like the entirety of the grid is fine with that, although some are faking it, and the one I said who wouldn't pit has just pit, Max Vasitas. Let's see what he's going to pit on for though. Is it going to be the softs or is it going to be the hards? Knowing him, it's probably the hards, but I feel like there might be some soft play today. And looking at the tires, it is soft, so quite an interesting strategy from... Oh, he's wing damage. Oh no. So these were the two that are involved in the turn one accident, yes, which was kind of a scary accident because George could have had a much bigger crash if he didn't save it from the barriers. So both drivers, George on an old lap, an old time from qualifying, and Max Vasitas is on a brand new spanking set of softs as he came late into qualifying. So looking to see how each of the drivers do. It says George is in first, but I'm pretty sure that is a glitch. Yep. Surprisingly, Koenigsegg not pitting, trying to go on the softs, but that is up to his strategy. George pitting onto the mediums though. So quite an interesting play from all the drivers all around. And now we're gonna have to watch the safety car. Woo! Clap, clap, clap. Can we get one for the homeboy safety car? Oh wait, what's that? Oh my god, there was wing damage for PPR Venom as he went into the back of Bake Strudel, and Bake Strudel went into the back of, I don't know who picked up another 5-second time penalty, which is absolutely crazy. I'm gonna try to see how many penalties each of them have. I don't know if that's going to work. Nope. Help. As Paper Venom is now into the pits, which is very disappointing and sad and very sad. I don't really know how to this though. I have no clue on how. He has a service penalty too, which is very just hurting his race even more. But he's going to the hard tires as I last saw. And let's look at the incident. And as you can see, the 2 time penalties, one for PPR Venom who had a collision with Lando Norris. So maybe he braked, or there could have been a collision where Lando Norris stopped on the straight and PPR Venom wasn't expecting it. And from that, Lando Norris also gained a 5-second time penalty for unknown. as it now looks like the safety car is coming in this lap. Lando Norris trying to get as far away as possible from the safety car, and the question is when he's going to go, and it has to be out of the final corner, and it is. There's a big slide for him though, which might cost him. Big strudel right on the back of him now with Mike Gunn following, and Pat Wardo, who's already being attacked by Chaz Viringi, who has gone around the outside of him. Back in the front of the battle though, front of the field though. Big strudel failed to get past and has gone out a little wide, and he has had to cut the chicane due to that. In other news, we have George the Fart, who's looking at a overtake on White Meat and a Redeemer into the pits. Lando Norris looking to increase his gap to the car behind already, trying to get his mind head down and mind set on one thing, and that is putting in the laps. Meanwhile, from third downward, we have a battle ensuing, as there is a huge train of cars. All really close as Jotaford goes out wide, and is he going to lose a position to Max Vasidas? Ooh, almost, as Max Vasidas has a switchback on him up the inside. Very nice move, and Jotaford comes back at him though. Very nice battling, and there's a spin, and Jotaford has touched the back of Max Vasidas' car and has spun. Really unfortunate from the guy, as Lando Norris goes across the line to set the first and only lap so far. Timed laps, I should say. The midfield looking very nice and close right now. All of them threatening each other, trying to go up into their insides into turn 2. AlphaTauri looking beautiful to turn 3, nice and tight. And looking to challenge the Alpha of Chester Gambi in front of him. I'm gonna butcher that name like every time, so. Meanwhile, Big Strudel is keeping his nice distance from Lando Norris. Very good social distancing from him. Good to practice that. Mike Yunt also getting further away from Big Strudel, but getting ever so closer to Shasta and Biggie. Both around the same ERS, and it looks like Lando and Big Strudel both have low ERS. So it looks like Lando tried to extend his gap using his ERS. But has it paid out? Fatwater looking to make a pass. Oh, as there was really close between Max Vasidas and Koenigsegg, and I think Koenigsegg lost out on that. DRS now enabled. Nope, the top 3 won't get it, but Shazur Binky will get the DRS on Mike Yunt, who will get the DRS on Fatwater, who will get the DRS stuff to Amy, and Fatwater looks to be going for it. Is he going to set it up the inside going to turn 2? Oh, thinks about it. Oh, as we have Fever Venom going up the inside of, I believe that's George. Very nice move from him. And George seems to concede as he looks to be falling off the pace a tiny bit. George the Fraud, on the other hand, has spent for hard tires as his softs were probably burnt up. So I think he is going to be going to the end. So that is also someone to watch out for when it comes to the end. Meanwhile, Big Strudel is getting a tiny bit farther away from Lando. And Mike Yunt is seeming to average his gap to Big Strudel. All the drivers in the middle are just pretty close right now is all I can say. Chazerinki looking ever so threatening to Peter Mike Yunt. And behind that we have Top 2 and Fat Wardo, who are looking really, oh sorry, White Meat and Fat Wardo, who are looking to, if there might be a double overtake, one from White Meat and one from Mike Yunt, if both can get good exits. And it looks like it looks like White Meat has the most ERS out of all these guys too. So is he gonna put it up to overtake? Is he gonna go for the move down into turn 2? I do not think so. And the same from Chazerinki. Fat Wardo. White Meat using a really using the track limits perfectly. And as I say that, Jordan Frog has picked up a time penalty. So not the best. Oh, and I just remembered that Landon North has a 5-second time penalty, which he will be forced to serve in the next pit stop. So Big Strudel is right now in net lead. So that spices things up a little as all the drivers go onto the back straight again. Mike Yunt is having to use all of his errors if he wants to stay up in front of all these drivers, which at this point I would, if he has the pace to pull away, that is perfect. If he does not though, I would say save it and try to use the DRS as Chazerinki has a big moment and he's off and he hits Top 2 White Meat, and White Meat lucky to survive that, as we have Max Facetas who goes around the outside taking advantage of that, and Koenigsegg seems to have, oh no, Koenigsegg has made contact with Chazerinki, and Chazerinki picking up a 5-second time penalty as there is a virtual safety car. Everything unfolding in those past in the past 30 seconds, I guess you could say. Koenigsegg again, I would say for the hearts. Yep. In for the hards with Chazerinki, who I'm also guessing will be in for the hards, but very unfortunate that Koenigsegg got caught up in that. Other news, Landon North. Oh, Fat Wardo with a drive-through penalty, speeding under virtual safety car that has put a spanner in his race. Very unfortunate for the guy, as he almost loses it coming out of that corner. And due to that virtual safety car, it looks like everybody has, well, almost everybody is falling out of DRS ranges of each other. So the only person in DRS range right now is Max Facetas, who is looking to close up it to Fat Wardo, to the unfortunate Fat Wardo, who has picked up a penalty. Max Facetas up in the overtake with the DRS open, looking to make the move going to the corner at the end of the back straight, and he's going purple as I say that. I think that's something else actually, and he makes a nice move around the outside. So very well executed from the Haas driver. And next up on his bucket list though is PPR Mike Yunt, who is whoa, sorry, I thought that was contact that I saw. But we have Big Strudel into the pits. So the first of the ones to pit, and I think this might actually pay out really well. The undercut if he does not get caught up in traffic, because Lando North, remember, has that 5-second time penalty that he can serve. So on board with Lando North himself now. This has to be a very good in-lap, sorry, if he wants to come out ahead of Big Strudel. Or he might extend it, we never know. Only a 10th his personal best, so doing really well. Max Facetas already caught up to the back of Mike Yunt on, I guess you could say, 2-lap fresher softs. But looking very nicely as Mike Yunt had a little bit of a snap. Coming to turn, I think of 7, believe, into the corner right before the back straight, and it looks like Max Facetas is lining this up perfectly, using all of his ERS going down the back straight. Now, is it going to be enough? Is he going to be able to recreate the move he did last lap on top? White Meat, and he's thinking of sending it. He half-heartedly sends it. not the best send I've seen, but around the outside, what a move from Max Fassi. That's amazing work out there. Wow, that was a very very good move from him. Around the outside of PBR Mike Yunt, as Redeemer picks up a penalty, but Lando Nor is not in this lap. Very very surprising. He did not cover up fake Strudel, which is very very surprising. But your order as it looks right now is Lando, Max Vasidas, and Mike Yan and Toftoimi, who all up the pit. Venom though on the on the hards. Could he be going to the end? That is unknown. But behind him we have George, who's on 7-lap old mediums, who is most likely definitely not going to the end. Those, well, if he is, those will really start to struggle. But behind, 9 seconds down the road from them, we have Big Strudel, who is coming in hot on those medium tires. So if Venom continues at the pace he is right now, setting those laps, I believe he is in for a very very good position. Improving on his previous lap, so very very good showing from the driver. Mike Yunt seeming to fall off Max Vasidas as his tires are starting to hit their death range. Excuse me. But otherwise, we have Shazaringi, who is caught up to Aldo Redeemer and George the Fraud. But it looked like Pavardov served his drive-through when I wasn't looking. Sorry for missing that, but poor guy, as Lando Nor is coming in finally. Max Vasidas seems to stay out, and Mike gets in as well. I believe Waimi will also be coming in if he is. So let's see where Fake Strudel ends up after this. Will he be ahead? Will he be behind? 5 seconds being served us long, crucial 5 seconds. Soft tires off, medium tires on. A little bit of a hold up. What's happening here? Oh, never mind, it's line. And is he in front? Where is Big Strudel? Big Strudel's coming us final corner now. Lando Nor is coming to the end of the pit. He's going to be released soon, and Big Strudel is through easily. So the overcut did not pay out, but again Lando Nor had a penalty. But now it's all up to Lando Nor's pace to catch up to Big Strudel. Each of them really, both of them really good drivers. Only 1/10 separating them in qualifying. So we're gonna have to see how this plays out and what's going to happen. Big Strudel closing in on George. George keep managing his gap to Viewer Venom. And 12 seconds in front of them is Max Vasidas. Max Vasidas is, if he pits now, is probably going to be somewhere around 6th or 7th place, which is not bad considering his start. So looking to see if he pits in this lap. Meanwhile, Lando Nor is probably pushing. Oh my god, as I killed my ears again. Lando Nor is pushing, using that overtake to get to the Big Strudel, who's already depleted on his ERS as well. Looking on the back of Big Strudel though, we can see Lando lurking in the distance. He is catching him though at a rate of 4/10 per sector, which is pretty quickly. Lando Nor with a 3-second time penalty, which is going to come into play at the end of the race, which is really crucial. I had to make the move. Oh wait, sorry. Strudel though, pushing it to the limit. Lando Nor lurking in the back, as I said before. 2 seconds the gap now, and it looks like they will be closing in. But Lando Nor has to watch out for any more track limits. Meanwhile, in the 3rd place so far is PPR Mike Yunt. And as I was saying, Max Vasidas hasn't pitted, but he has extended his gap to PPR Venom to 14 seconds. So a very good showing from the driver, which could play out really crucial when it comes to pitting, which is very good. Meanwhile, Venom's extending his gap to George, who seems to be struggling on those mediums now. Big Strudel though coming in hot, as he is being chased by a hotter Lando Nor. Mike Yunt minding his business. Tough to, sorry, white meat in close as well. Koenigsegg, hardcore section. Lando Norris already making over Strudel as Big Strudel has lost it. What has happened to Big? Oh wait, what the hell? F1 2020 at its finest, yo. Lando Norris says the fastest lap as Big Strudel did not in fact spin, and it was just Cody's game being the absolute masterclass of a game it is, giving everybody a heart attack. But Lando Norris already in the DRS. Oh, I can't even speak, yo. Lando Norris already in the DRS range of Big Strudel. So expect a move or a really good battle coming up soon, as Max Verstappen doesn't pit this lap again. Oh wait, yeah, he does not pit again. Looking to extend those stops for quite a while now. But if I remember correctly, Max Verstappen started on the medium, so it looks like he might be going to be trying to go to the end on the softs themselves, which is a very risky, but in my opinion, not a bad strategy, as I blow into the mic again. Let's see what he will be doing. He's not pinning this lap. Yep, it is confirmed that he is going for another pair of softs. So if he manages to increase his gap to PPR Venom, he might come out and maybe he's gonna come out in 6th right now if he pits, which is a net P3 actually. And if he manages to close the gap to the net top 2, Big Strudel and Lando Norris, who Big Strudel has already picked up another, a 3-second lap penalty. Lando Norris, looking very threatening, already using the overtake and DRS, which is coming up now, and it looks like Big Strudel will try to defend, but he knows that he is in a position where he cannot. But as I say that they're going side by side. Oh no, they were. Now it is all up to whether Big Strudel can keep within Lando Norris' reach, or if he will let him slip away. Max Verstappen up front, extending his lead, as I said, to Peter Venom. And I believe if he wants to still get that average, I think he'd pit next lap, unless he's really feeling the wares, which he is, and he is coming in this lap to pit. Now the question is it going to be softs or the mediums? Max Verstappen into the pits. Fever Venom quite a distance behind him on the hard tires, looking to go to the end. But unknown whether what he wants to do. Lando Norris already making the overtake on George, which is already done and dusted. Max Verstappen on the other hand is pitting on the soft, so I was correct. He's already coming out of the pits and Lando Norris is still nowhere near. Can Max Verstappen pull this off? Can he get ahead? Oh, he does not. He does not. I say again. So Max Verstappen is looking really, oh my god, I don't know how many times I'm gonna say really, but he's looking very threatening on those softs. George picking up another 3-second time penalty. As for time penalties, I do not know how to change them, and I do not want to miss any of the action on track, so I will not be touching anything. Maybe if need. But Max Verstappen is already closing on George. George probably kind of scared he's gonna lose another position, as he already lost 2 more. White meat also picking up a 3-second time penalty. So it looks like track limits are really a problem here, as George has a pretty big snap. Max Verstappen is lining it up, and he might make the move depending on if George has DRS. No, he does not. Oh my god, Max Verstappen is on a absolute mission. Gonna try to close up to Big Strudel now, setting the oh sorry, yeah, he was setting the purple sector on his outlap from the pits, which is a very impressive thing to do. So let's follow on board with him as he catches up to Big Strudel in the next few corners, keeping it nice and tidy. Really reminiscent of another race where he has done the exact same thing, and he will be getting gear rest on this lap, which is even better. Big Strudel using up all his ERS, Landor also using up all his ERS. As hold up, Venom has a lot of ERS to play with, so if it comes to a battle, I believe he will be okay for some time. As we have a yellow flag in sector 3, I would believe. And whatever it is has been cleared up right now. Meanwhile, Fasiras on the back of Big Strudel, on the back of Lando Nor, who are in a net top 3, but PPR Venom is lurking up in first place on those hard tires. Fasiras going purple to the first sector once more. Really loving these soft tires around here. Already caught up to the back of Big Strudel. Big Strudel also kind of worried if he might get overtaken, and it looks very likely that he will. We run him with a 3-second time penalty, which is going to add on to his previous. As we come to the back straight now, DRS open, overtake engaged. Big Strudel not using the overtake at all, and Max Fasiras is closing in quickly. Well, he's defending to the inside, but it is going to be who on top? Max Fasiras makes it around the outside. Very beautiful move. Oh my god, he is shaping up to be the driver of the day. What a strategy from the guy. Already catching up to PPR Venom is Lando Nor, but Lando Nor is being caught up by a Max Fasiras, and we have a yellow flag with White Meat. White Meat has won. Has he hit the barriers? Yes, he has, as he kills himself. So very disappointed from Dr. White Meat. But back with the other race, PPR Venom has also spun, done a Carlos Sainz, kind of like Carlos Sainz, but has killed himself, and there's a safety car. A safety car which has thrown the biggest banner into the works. Will Lando Nor pit? Max Fasiras, I believe, is good for the end of the race, even if he stays on the current tires. So I believe at all costs he should not pit at all if he wants to salvage, if he wants to get a good position. Mike Young with 0 penalties is on the best position right now. If he pits, and he'll come out in 4th because almost everybody behind him has pit for the softs or any other tire. I believe that PPR Mike Young is in the absolute best position right now, other than Max Fasiras, who is on the fresh softs. But now the question is, will Lando Nor pit, or will Big Strudel pit? Or Mike Young's gonna pit. Like I pit if I was him. But very sad from PPR Venom, who was having a really good race with those hard tires in front, but sadly had a spin. As I expected, Lando Nor and Big Strudel have hit. Max Fasiras on the best strategy right now. George has also pit. Mike should pit and easily come out in front. And that he does not, gets overtaken by George. But at the end of the day, as we look at the time penalties of each of these drivers, Max Fasiras has one 3-second time penalty. Big Strudel has another 3-second time penalty. Lando Nor with a 3-second time penalty, and George with a 3-second time penalty. So I would say that Mike Yunt, if he does not pick up another time penalty, he is in the prime position for this race as he picks up a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, I'm just gonna shut my mouth now. I feel like I just cursed the poor guy's race. So now it looks like Koenigsegg, who was nowhere at the beginning of this race, who I'm pretty sure I keep blowing into my ear. Okay, who I'm pretty sure has the pace for a very he had the pace for a very good qualifying position, but lost out due to an invalidation. If he keeps his race clean now, he'll finish up on the podium at most. Well, depending on how the race goes. As my throat's already starting to hurt, drying up a little from all the talking this race. Who knew what 12 drivers can do in 18 laps around Sochi? Something to watch out for is Max Vasitas, who is a monster on those soft tires. Although he is on the older tires, that does not stop him from dominating on those tires. Looks to be safety car most likely in this lap, as we have the as we have the grid almost fully complete, as Jordan Frost across the finish line and is coming down the front straight right now. The entire grid on soft tires, no one, and I mean no one, is on a different compound other than the ones who have retired. Max Vasitas holding up the grid a little to get his tires warmed, knowing that he'll be at a little bit of a disadvantage when the race starts due to his older tires. But if I were him, I would have pit as well, as that would have been most beneficial. Well, a little beneficial. As we're waiting for the safety car to send a message. Safety car is in this lap. All the drivers looking to get the tires all fired up one last time before they go. Oh no! Oh my god! Oh, what the? Sorry, excuse me for the language. Something that I wasn't expecting was very annoying to come last second, but Max off now. Brakes through right on his tail. I switched camera somehow. This which really me right now, and I disconnected. Oh no, I haven't. No, I haven't. Sorry. Brakes through, not able to pay past, and he picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is really crucial. I take a drink every time I say crucial. Lando Norris also on the back of him. George looking. Lando Norris already trying to get a move down the inside of Big Strudel, but it does not work out. Big Strudel looking, and Lando Norris picks up a 3-second time penalty as well, which has played into the favor of Max Vasitas, George, Mike Yunt, and Koenigsegg. This race is getting ever more interesting, with drivers picking up time penalties left and right, and Max Vasitas trying to extend his gap, which is working out very well for him, while managing his ERS, which is very good for the guy. purple sector is the first, actually second. So he's up on his lap time, but Big Strudel looks to be right on his tail. As he's out of ARS, he's out of overtake. So is Lando Norris. They have both used up so much ARS they have lost out. This means Max Vasidas could use these final two corners to escape from their clutches. As he does so, as he says the fastest lap of the race, which is a 33.3, which is a crazy fast lap time. Looking at what the drivers were doing in qualifying. Meanwhile, both the drivers, Big Strudel and Lando, are using ARS, knowing that they have more time penalties than Max Vasidas, and they're starting to get a little bit antsy. Behind we have Koenigsegg, Mike and George in a battle, with Fatwater falling really closely behind, and Chaz Ringley, Redeemer behind them, and George Ford down in 10th. Redeemer the second time penalty for extreme track limits. Meanwhile, back in the battle front, Lando Norris, with every corner up the gearbox, makes I have like that. Everywhere, Big Strudel on the back, Lando on the back of Big Strudel as I out again, and Lando back on the back of Big Strudel. Rap God. All three drivers really close. Lando Norris though looks to be struggling a little on the softs. And as I said before, Max Vasidas doing his like Hamilton-esque thing where he's just crazy on those tires. As Big Strudel goes fastest with a 33.3 as well. He's getting really close. Big Strudel on the back of Max Vasidas. Max Vasidas with more ERS but older tires. Big Strudel looking ever so threatening to Max Vasidas as they both go through turn 2. Now to turn 3, Max Vasidas taking a wider line, maybe trying to give some of the dirty air to the Big Strudel, but it does not work. Max Vasidas still in front. As we come to the first sector line, they are all ever so close, as Martin Munger will say. As I said that again. George picking up the second time penalty, Mike and behind him, and Koenigsegg following behind them. It looks like we have 3 packs, the first 3, the next 4, and the bottom 2. Max Vasidas looks to be pulling away from Big Strudel down the straight. George Ford picking up another 3 second time penalty. Max Vasidas doing a wonderful job keeping those tires in great shape. But it might look like his reign has come to an end with Big Strudel coming fresh out of the oven. JK, please don't take that. Do that. But coming in hot. But will it be hot enough? Max Vasidas going defensive a little, knowing that he's under threat. But looked like he was enough. But coming to turn 3 now. Big Strudel coming up the inside. Max Vasidas going out wide, which I don't know if that was the best. But looking at the back view mirror, Max Vasidas goes in front, but Big Strudel might get the switch back on them. Out of all this, Lando Norris is gaining on them. But a very good battle is ensuing, as Max Vasidas has a little bit of a snap, and Lando Norris with another decision penalty, which might confirm his position in this race. Big Strudel going out wide, which might have cost him a warning, but we do not know. Max Vasidas with a 3-second penalty as he loses it, and he loses the position to Big Strudel, but he keeps it from losing to Lando Norris. Meanwhile, Big Strudel does not get the ERS. This time it is Max Vasidas who does have more ERS than him as well. Big Strudel using all the ERS he has, but it is not enough. What a series of events that are unfolding in this race. Lando Norris going up the inside of Big Strudel. Big Strudel trying to defend against it. Is it going to be enough? And Lando Norris is through. crazy battle ensuing between the top three now, and it looks like Big Strudel is now getting antsy, telling Lando Norris to let him through. But the question is, will he get through? Using up all his DRS, both drivers with the DRS as well. Lando Norris closing in on Max Vasidas. Is it going to be enough on him? No, Max Vasidas with the perfect setup and strategy, but Lando Norris is looking like, oh my god, you cannot do that, I'm gonna get you back. And he looks to be coming back, but he does not have the ears to contend with it. Max Vasidas keeping with a 10-second between a 10% ERS range, which is 5% more than the drivers behind, which could be the difference that he needs. And Lando Norris picks up another 16.9, which now completely confirms that his race is screwed for the top three, unless the top three make Max Vasidas and Big Strudel make mistakes. He might even lose the position to George, but I think George has an adequate amount of penalties as well. But back to the battle at the front, we have Lando Norris closing on Max Vasidas. Max Vasidas not using his ears, doesn't feel like he needs to, and he doesn't go defensive. Lets Lando Norris go down the inside. Is it going to be enough from Lando Norris? Will he make it around the outside? And I think he will. Better traction for the Mercedes, but Max Vasidas is none. He tries to go the inside, but his tires don't seem to have the life they did once in their lifetime. But now the one thing to watch out for is that Lando Norris has penalties. And there's a yellow flag in sector 3, and it's a huge accident between Favardo, Redeemer, and Favardo just won, sorry. Oh, that's really going to hurt his race as he lost his entire wing. But back to the battle up front, we have Big Strudel who's on the back of Max Vasidas. Now Max Vasidas looking to go on the side of Lando Norris, but Lando Norris stays in front. Each of the drivers looking really threatening on each other. Trying to look for opportunities as Fat Wardo retires. Unlucky. Well, poor guy. Missed out on a good chunk of points, but hoping he comes back stronger next week. Meanwhile, while my throat decays from all this talking, Lando Norris is averaging a small gap between him and Max Vasidas, but not enough for getting him out of the year's range. Big Strudel looking more threatening as he is on the back of them. Mostly just quiet from now. All three drivers just managing their own race. But it doesn't look like it's about to be managed anymore, as Max Vasidas is gonna try to get the best exit he can coming out of the final turn, and he gets a slippy exit, but he has saved up ERS, and so has Lando. Both looking to save the ERSs now. Big Strudel, I'm pretty sure that they all know that Lando has a good amount of penalties, so they are not worried about that. But yep, and Koenigsegg also picks up a 3-second time penalty, which is going to hurt his race as well, as he could have picked up many positions if he did not get that. There are many more, I should say. But I believe that Max Vasidas does know at this point that he is fine as long as he stays within a certain, I believe, either 6 or 3-second time range. I do not know exactly. But it looks like no driver on the field, except for the ones who have retired, picked up any penalties for the majority of the race, as just basically picks up another 3-second time penalty, as well as George. Ow. But it looks like we're going to be coming in the final lap now as you go through sector 3. All the top 3 drivers between the 5/10 range. Oh man, my throat really hurt. But Max Vasidas on the back of Lando for one last time, going to the final, going to the main straight. and will he try to make an on-track move? And it looks like he's up into overtake, but he puts it back down as he knows that he does not need to. Big Strudel, however, trying to use the last bit of energy he has just to stay between, try to stay within the range as he picks up a 3-second time penalty, which may play out, he may lose a position, so he might not gain a position on Lando Norris. Max Verstappen looking ever so closer to winning this race, as long as he does not pick up another time penalty. But how will this play out to the drivers behind? How many penalties do they have? We do not know at this moment, as I do not know how to change the penalties. But a quiet finish coming to the end of the race as Lando Norris has a tiny bit of a snap. Max Verstappen looking to follow behind nicely, as we can see from Lando Norris' perspective. Excuse me. From Lando Norris' perspective, Redeemer with the 3-second time penalty. Did not the best of the race today, but we have George who has spun. Oh no! On the final lap of the race, George has spun and has lost position to quite a few people. But back to the main battle, as we're seeing in front, Lando Norris still in front. Big Strudel trying everything he can to try to get back on Max Verstappen, but it's not going to be enough. Lando Norris around the final 2 corners now, coming across the line to go P1, but Max Verstappen will go in front, and Lando drops to Big Strudel as well. Next we have PBR Mike Yunt, who comes across the line 9 seconds down, and he will stay. Chance Bringy stays as well. George the Frog comes across the line now, and he jumps the position. So does Aldi Redeemer, both jumping from 10th and 9th to 5th and 6th. So what a finish from the drivers today. Great race. Koenigsegg comes across the line in last. I think he had a spin as well. But what a race. What a way to end it off. Unfortunately, we won't be having driver interviews, as I have to go quickly. D1. But what a crazy race and what a crazy day. Especially from such a small grid, which was very unexpected, as we have all the drivers coming up for an interview now. I mean, not interview, onto the podium. As we have a final grid, so Max Verstappen on top with Big Strudel right behind him. Lando Norris in 3rd, Mike Yunt, George the Fraud, Redeemer, Koenigsegg, George Cesaringi. I said his name right, I think. But Fat Wardo, PBR Venom, Top to White Meat, and that sums up our grid. I would like to thank every single one of you guys who have watched the stream today, for sticking around and for watching my throat die. But it has been an honor to commentate this race, and I hope to see you guys again next week.